What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And we've already talked about Gear 5, that video is already uploaded showing my initial reactions to reading his information. And shout out to Solaris, who is the manager of the One Piece Treasure Cruise database. And now we have information on the rest of the batch already. And the crazy thing about it is there's actually 2 additional legends alongside Gear 5. So there's a brand new Momonosuke legend. Unfortunately, the artwork isn't here. It is on Twitter though. But there is a new Rumble legend that's debuting too, which is this Kawamatsu. So we're going to go through all of that alongside the 2 additional rare recruits, right? So there's actually a lot to talk about. So I guess we'll start things off with Momonosuke, because I think Momonosuke is legit a crazy good side legend for this Gear 5 celebration. This unit is so good. So Momonosuke is a Psy Free Spirit Slasher, and his captain ability is actually super solid. So it's going to give Free Spirit and Slashers 5.25 times attack, 1.35 health, minus 2 cooldown at the start of the quest. Now remember, that cooldown is only for Free Spirit and Slasher, so you got to keep that in mind. Then it launches his special at the start of the quest. Very reminiscent of Kaido, you know, V1 Kaido. Furthermore, tapping on this character with a Wano slot will extend the duration of any attack boost on the crew by 1 turn. I think that's a really neat buff that we haven't seen before in a captain. Furthermore, if the crew is inflicted with a bind status from a special launched by the crew, or by an enemy action, converts the effect to extend the duration of attack boosts by 1 turn. That is amazing. You just ignore all bind. Any bind inflicted on the crew, you're never going to be touched with it. So strong. That alone is already making this character godly. And then boost pirate EXP earned by 2.25, which to my recollection is the exact same EXP multiplier as the Marco legend that gives EXP. Like, what a captain ability. Like, this is amazing. Like, obviously it doesn't give you like lots of matching slots or anything, but when you have a look, right, at just the rest of the kit, like, just amazing captain ability across the board. Like, even if this was just the only character to debut, I think people would be pretty happy with this. Then, I mean, look at this crewmate ability too. Anytime another slasher or free spirit uses a special, you give him -1 cooldown. That's awesome. Then his special ability. So remember, this gets launched at the start of the quest. Reduces one enemy's HP by 10%, 300 times his attack in side damage to all enemies at the end of the turn for the next 10 turns. So he's a wave clearing special for the next 10 turns. And then reduce attack down by 7, rainbow shield by 7, and then Psy Free Spirit and Slasher get a 2.5 attack boost for 4 turns. Give himself a Wano slot and locks that slot for 1 turn. So at the start of the quest, you get a Wano slot, you keep it for a turn, and remember, as a captain, whenever you tap a Wano slot on him, he extends the duration of attack boost by 1 turn. So already, you get this attack boost for 4 turns. The first turn you can tap on him, becomes a 5-turn boost, and then if you do another attack, you can extend it again. And then, of course, you look at the super class special. It's a super type, actually, for super Psy characters. You need to have one of those characters on the crew. So you got Luffy, Yamato, one of the Scabbards, of course, Oden, Toki, Hiyori. And then it changes block and type slots into Wano, and then extend the duration of attack boosts by 2 turns, and then Psy characters become Super Psy. So a very good kit, being able to generate Wano slots for free, being able to have a really powerful special to give an attack boost for multiple turns, fantastic utility, damage dealing special so you can have good supports on this character, generating his own Wano slot that can be locked, which can abuse his captain ability to extend the duration of the attack boost even further. Like, this guy's a beast. He's a really good legend, and just the ability to completely ignore bind, this effect is going to make this character be very useful for a very long time. You don't even have to worry about it. It's exceptionally strong. I really like what they're doing with this unit. And then he's got a support, which is also really good. Attaching to Luffy and Yamato, if you use a special that boosts attack, changes the orb of the character to matching, and you do a 3% health cut at the end of the turn for 1 turn. This is great. It allows you to essentially get around resilience debuffs on the enemy, which is strong. Any support that has an effect that can apply end of turn damage is going to be very useful. Again, another component of this character that I think is going to be useful for a very long time. The way that I think, honestly, I think that this Momo is going to be a better unit in the long run, actually, compared to Gear 5, which is crazy to see. Obviously, in terms of overall power, Gear 5 is better, and utility, Gear 5 is better, but this is really strong. Like, don't disregard what Momonosuke is doing here. It's very solid. He does resist slot bind, critical hit, and he also has a super tandem. His super tandem is a little bit disappointing. So at level 5, you need 2 of these specific units on the crew, same as his super type, and the effect is just a 2.25 attack boost to slash a free spirit, and then makes all type slots beneficial for 1 turn. So it's not a very useful effect. I wish that this was replaced with something else. So it's a very basic super tandem effect, but it's good. Like, it's a good effect, but it's nothing to write home about. And then his Rumble kit is also kind of fascinating. So his Rumble ability gives Psy characters 5 HP, 5 attack, 5 recovery. And then if you have Odin or Toki, Psy characters get level 3 CT speed up. I can already imagine this alongside Psy Odin. And then Gear 5 as well. Oh my god, the Psy Free Spirit team is going to be nasty. And you've got all the Wano lore is still a thing. Oh man, it's going to be disgusting. And then of course his Rumble special, 33 seconds. Your team get level 5 guard up, level 5 defense. You get a 3 times counter on himself. And then if Odin or Toki is on the team, 3 side teammates get a level 2 shield for 30 seconds. So shields are very untouched in Rumble. We know characters such as Rush Sanji as well as Ace Yamato dual unit. They have a shield effect in Rumble and it's very strong. And it basically adds like an additional HP bar to the character. And once it's broken, then they start taking damage. It's a very useful ability. So I think this is a very nice unit to have, very defensively focused. But that's a very good Rumble ability to give Psy characters an additional level 3 CT speed up alongside some of these other hardcore hitting, units in Rumble. It's going to be a pretty disgusting team to come up against. So Momonosuke, honestly, looking like a really good Sugo-Fest exclusive character. So we'll talk about the 2 rare recruits first. Let's talk about Komurasaki. So Komurasaki is a Psy slasher free spirit. And, her captain doesn't really matter. She does resist special bind by 6 turns, though. That is amazing. And then her special ability, 0 defense on the enemy for 1 turn. Reduce special bind by 3 turns, which is annoying, but you'll see in a moment. Heals 15% of your maximum HP, and it allows you to overheal. That's awesome. If the crew has an additive chain, like a normal chain addition boost, when you launch the special, it extends the duration of it by 2 turns, but if you don't have any chain addition, you get a 1.2 chain addition for 1 turn. And this is very good because of the fact that she actually gets access to double special launch. So it means that you can launch her special ability to get 6 turn removal of special bind, you get 15% healed twice, and then you get a chain boost on first activation. When you launch her special again, it's going to make this last for an additional 2 turns, a 1.2 chain boost for 3 turns. Actually, I kind of dig it. I think it's a pretty solid effect overall. The defense removal is kind of okay, but a lot of enemies have immunities to that anyway, but I think it's a really good rare recruit overall. It is unfortunate though that this character doesn't really have like a great support effect. It would have been awesome if she did. She also has hunger removal. I think that's also very useful. So I think rare recruit Komurasaki is decent. We move on to Denjiro, who is the same. He's Psy free spirit slasher. Crewmate ability for him restores 2 turns of special reverse, and he also does 150k fixed damage, -2 cooldown for the crew. Actually, that's actually very good. Reduces despair by 5 turns, reduces threshold by 5 turns, boost damage dealt against defense down by 2.25, works very well with Komurasaki, obviously. And then if the crew has an additive chain boost when you launch the special, well, an additive chain boost that lasts 3 turns or more when you launch the special, reduces the duration effect by 2 turns, but then make the effect become plus 0.8. So you use your Komurasaki special twice, so that you get this 1.2 chain multiplier addition for 3 turns. When you launch his special, it goes back down to only a 1 turn chain multiplier boost, but it becomes a 2.0 chain addition to the crew. That's pretty crazy. And then of course this guy provides the conditional boost against it, as well as providing additional gimmick effects. I think that this is also going to be a really nice unit to have. I like the fact that he resists that special reverse stuff. It's very good. As for his potential abilities, he's got pinch healing and crit. I think it would have been nice if one of these 2 rare recruits had fear resistance, would make the character more valuable, I think, in the long run. But again, doesn't have a good support, which is a little disheartening. But the special ability of the character is actually very good. Again, a damage dealing special, which you love to see. And finally, we've got Gear 5 Luffy, which we already know and love. But then we've got Kawamatsu. So Kawamatsu, as I mentioned at the start of the video, he's actually a Pirate Rumble legend. He's a legend that's debuting for Rumble specifically. And look, this character doesn't look amazing. He's a Psy slasher free spirit, pretty common stuff we're seeing here. So his captain ability, you get -1 cooldown, boost slasher HP by 1.3, attack by 5, boost by 5.25 when you have 80% or above, or 25% or below, so health restriction stuff, psi recovery, tandem, and matching, and then reduces special bind by 5 turns. Like, it's a solid captain. You can use it to clear content for sure. Nothing I'm going to write home about, though. I think it's okay. One of his limit break abilities is interesting. He actually is immune to stun. Like, that's actually kind of cool. And his special, 100 times fixed damage, or psi damage, should we say, to all enemies that ignores defensive effects. If you have 50% or below HP when you launch the special, changes adjacent slots to Wano and locks them for 1 turn. And then cuts HP by 60%. So you need to be below 50%. And then you get a further HP cut. In my opinion, I wish it was the other way around. I think this should have been like, if it's 50% or above, then you get the HP cut. And the main reason why I say that is because of the fact that he actually gets access to double special activation as well. He does have barrier penetration. I love that he has that. It's a fantastic ability, but it is a little strange that, you know, I think this might be a mistype. I feel like this should be above. And then it also reduces paralysis by 3 turns, and then reduces resilience by 3 turns, and then boosts slasher base attack by 1250. And if the crew already has a base attack boost, then you give an additional 250 and extended by 1 turn. Yeah, I feel like this has to be a mistype, because this has to be above. Otherwise, when you use the double special, even if you're above that 50% threshold, you actually don't get all of the buffs. But overall, it basically, with double special launch, you know, you're getting damage, you're getting Wano slots, you're getting paralysis removal, resilience removal, and a base attack boost. And then if you already have one, then you get an additional buff to that. So it's fine, but remember, it's a Rumble Legend, so it's not going to get access to super type, super tandem, any of those type of effects. You know, obviously the super type and super class is a big omission from this character, and unfortunately doesn't really have a great support either. 8% base stats and damage reduction. Like, it's usable, but it's not amazing, I'll admit. We move a little bit further on to his potential abilities we mentioned. So he's got the Enrage, Barrier Pen, and the double special launch. And the Barrier Pen is very similar to the Ezo batch, so I'm not a big fan of that. Like, for Legends, this should just completely ignore it. I don't know why they have an HP restriction on it. It's very, very strange. Now remember, he's a Rumble Legend, so he's supposed to be good in Rumble, right? Well, we'll see. You can see here that he does evade Special Bind, which is kind of cool. His Rumble ability gives slashes level 5 attack and 5 HP. Then furthermore, if Odin or the Akazaya 9 except Kawamatsu is on the team. So this is a weird categorization, because we don't have like a categorization for Akazaya 9 specifically in the game. So I can only assume that this is going to refer to Kinemon, Denjiro, Ashura, Dogstorm, Cat Viper, Okiku, maybe Ezo as well, I would guess. If one of those are on the team, then you will get a further attack buff level 5. So you either have one of the Akazaya 9 or Kazuki Odin. And the fact that he's focused on boosting slashes, that's not too difficult to do, as you could run K-Dad, you could run any of the Odins, to be honest. So it can kind of fit, but basically it's just 5 attack, 5 HP, but in a lot of cases it's going to be level 10 attack, level 5 HP. So a lot of damage, not good defensively. Now his special is very low CT, 25 is very good. Your slashes get level 6 speed, and then he targets 2 high attack enemies for level 10 attack down. But then if Odin or Akazaya 9 are on the crew, then Slasher receives 20% CT reduction. So he speeds all of your slashes up by 20%, which is not awful, to be honest, especially when he has a 25 CT. It means he's going to be launching basically first in a lot of your slasher teams, unless if you're running Kizaru, you know, for example. You get this guy to launch, everyone gets sped up, it gives your team a very good opportunity to launch your specials first. So yeah, it's fine, I guess, but you have to run those specific units on the crew, whether that be an Odin or one of the Akazaya 9 characters, but then you kind of, you know, lose out a little bit defensively. So this is definitely going more on the offensive route, which I think is okay. I just don't know if this is going to be like a meta choice, honestly, but it's good offensively for sure. So I don't know if I'm going to pull for this guy, but if I ever get him, I would love to trial him out, because I have a feeling he's going to be okay. I don't know if he's going to be like the meta, you know, for Rumble slasher teams. But with that, guys, that is pretty much what we have right now. This is the image here of the Legend Momonosuke here. I think it's pretty cool artwork, actually, but that is going to wrap it up from me. Once again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about all of these new characters down below in the comments section. Man, I am so excited for this weekend. Of course, when the Sugo-Fest goes up, we are going to be live doing pulls for these units right when it goes up. So hopefully you can come and join me for that. If you guys miss it, don't worry, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube at a later point. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.